life, lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. Actually, one shouldn't come to the point of being angry. One should even stop it, at the point of before attachments develop into lust. One should not even contemplate sense objects, but one shouldn't allow lust to arise. But even if lust arises, one shouldn't allow it to degrade into becoming anger, because anger is all destructive, and one loses. The illusion caused by anger also causes one afterwards to lose one's intelligence completely, and then one falls down into complete destruction. That is, that warning is there constantly in the Shastras. And as this verse that we read today points out, that if one is not performing austerities as devotional service, then the danger is, or it's all practically certain, that this austerity will actually cause one to become angry, frustrated, because these kind of artificial austerities are simply repression of desires, and these desires that are being repressed, they will manifest themselves as anger. It's unavoidable. They will, anyone who's not devotee is not peaceful, but has unfulfilled desires. Bhukti mukti siddhikami sakala shanta. Krishna bhakta niskama ata eva shanta. Is that correct? Those who have desires for material enjoyment, those who have desires for becoming liberated, those who want mystic powers, are all shanti, because they have unfulfilled desires. They have desires, and they cannot be fulfilled, and therefore they are not peaceful. But actually, they are under the surface, they are angry. And especially if one engages in suppressing the desires, then they will be come out more and more as anger. And therefore, we have these even mystic yogis who are sometimes extremely powerful, but they are so agitated that the least disturbance really causes them to become angry and curse, just like Durvasa Muni is one example in the Shastra. Durvasa Muni is he's actually a plenary portion of Lord Shiva, and he is extremely powerful. He's performing so much austerity, but he's so easily agitated. The least disturbance, and he'll curse. And we hear how he curses Maharaj Ambarish in the 9th canto, and also how Duryodhana was trying to utilize this anger of Durvasa to have the Pandavas cursed. Of course, Krishna, he foiled that attempt, but it was known that Durvasa Muni, he was easily pleased, but was also easily angry if it was the slightest disturbance. And we see in the case of Maharaj Ambarish, it was actually more or less a pretense, because Maharaj Ambarish did not do anything wrong. He actually did everything completely right, but Durvasa Muni was so agitated that he was even looking for the least pretense or excuse to become angry and curse. And there are also, there are many other examples of this. Those perform these severe austerities, repressing their desires, then they come out and they are angry, and they lose all. I think Vishwamitra is one other example, who on several occasions also trying to rise to the position of a Maharishi, but he's again and again he has severe setbacks for hundreds of thousands of years because in anger he loses control of himself. And also, even those who satisfy the desires, they also become angry. And this anger leads also to greed and illusion, madness, and so on. Only devotees, they can perform austerities and be peaceful at the same time, because they perform their austerities simply for Krishna's satisfaction. So they have no expectations. The result of whatever they do is up to Krishna. They see it is all Krishna's mercy, whatever happens, and they just go on performing austerity and serving Krishna. Austerity is, in any case, it's simply doing one's duty for pleasing Krishna. That's actually an austere thing to do. It's austerity means you accept hardships against you voluntarily accept hardships, voluntarily accept some kind of suffering condition. And the devotees do that simply for Krishna's satisfaction, and if they do it, no matter what the result is, but they know Krishna is satisfied with me doing that, and therefore they are, they're peaceful, they're actually happy. They're happy they have this chance to perform this austerity for Krishna's satisfaction. That is simply what they think. I think I mentioned, it was here I mentioned the history of Kuresh, who had his eyes plucked out and like that. And he was so happy that he had the chance to sacrifice his eyes for his guru, for his spiritual master. He was so happy, he was so thankful to this king who had plucked out his eyes, that he had, that he had been able to render such a service to his guru. That's a devotee. Kuresh is, of course, inconceivable, incomprehensible. But that's actually the devotee. I've been doing this austerity. Krishna is pleased. Krishna is definitely pleased if we try to do what we are supposed to do, no matter what difficulty there is. We know that Krishna is pleased. We know that our guru is pleased. We don't have to. If it's the instruction, it's what we meant to do, and it's difficult, and we actually would like to do something else, but we keep on doing it. Definitely, Guru is pleased. Definitely, Krishna is pleased. There's no doubt. Just like Krishna's own spiritual master, he was so happy with Krishna and Sudama. They went and they collected firewood in the forest, and it turned out to be the most difficult circumstance. A great storm came. It was more like the end of the world, and but they did it for their guru, and afterwards he was very, very happy and pleased with them. And austerity for the devotee is simply a chance to satisfy Krishna, and that's what. And we know that it's obviously if someone does something for, we can ourselves put in this situation. Someone does something for me, and they do it under great sacrifice and expense, and then of course I can only be, I'm so touched that someone would do that for me under such difficult circumstances. How Krishna feels. The devotees, they are, it's difficult for them, but they do it. So he is very happy, and also, so then the devotee is happy that Krishna is happy with his service, and that's all the devotee wants. And so he actually becomes even more peaceful, happy, and real dance devotees, they just want more of this kind of austerity, to go on and on, pleasing Krishna in that way. No matter what the result is, it might be, one might get a success, one may be a failure. It doesn't matter. The devotee simply goes on. Whatever happens is the result is up to Krishna. Our only thing we can do is endeavor. We endeavor. Krishna is the controller of the results, and that's actually the mood of the devotee. If we become frustrated, also because that's, we experience that. Sometimes we feel frustrated, where we should understand this frustration and this anger that comes out is there because we are attached to the result. We want to enjoy the result somehow or another, and we don't get that result. Krishna doesn't give that result, and then we become angry. And that's why preaching is such a great austerity and extremely instructive service, because one is we cannot we are not in control of what other people do. We can do our best to try to convince them about Krishna consciousness, but whether they accept it or not, it's up to them, it's not up to us. So there's great opportunity to become frustrated and angry when one preaches. And great opportunity to learn to be detached from the results, to simply do one's best, and not to be frustrated if the result is not there, and also not to be overly jubilant with when one is successful. That's just the other side of frustration, and that's another kind of attachment to the result. One becomes so jubilant that they accepted it, or often in our context is we distribute books, and actually we were able to several books just went out, and suddenly we get jubilant and I'm so, and that's just another side of attachment. That means very soon one will also be frustrated when things don't work as one wants, and that happens. And therefore it's I find book distribution is, for me it's absolutely necessary to go out, to constantly get this training to be detached from the result itself, simply be attached to doing the service, because that's the only meditation, the only mood that works. It's such a suffering when one is attached to results when one distributes books. It's so painful, because actually book distribution on the street is mainly frustration. It's 9 out of 10 times it's frustration, isn't it?
More, I think.
So
1 out of 20.
Yeah, 99 out of 100 maybe. 9 out of 10 persons one approaches. Half of them they just walk by you. You try to be nice, they just ignore you, and some stop and immediately say they're not interested, even though you try, but they're simply not interested. You're just a salesman. You're just low class. Someone trying to stop on the street. And then you have the real test is someone say, oh yeah, this is really nice what you're doing. Oh, these books are it's so interesting what you're doing, and but I'm not interested. I walk out. And even also when they have. And they actually say, yes, I want this book, I like it, yes, I want this, but I really want this book, but then I have no money. And no. But then they say, but you have a credit card. No, I don't have a credit card. Then you had someone who wanted a book, but you couldn't tell it was. So there's so much opportunity for frustration and becoming angry, and for learning how to not become angry on the street. It's such a, that's, I don't know any other service where one gets such a chance to not become angry, to learn, because if one becomes angry on the street, starts becoming angry with people, then that's really destruction. Then one's consciousness just, then it's completely impossible to relate to anyone. But if one is just detached and actually happy being on there, being in that situation, performing this service under a difficult circumstance, and one is actually grateful to Krishna for that, that consciousness is actually, then Krishna can start working through one. That's a you know, so it's such a, it's such an opportunity to learn simply to act without being attached to results, success or failure, simply to be in every moment acting for Krishna's, trying to please Krishna. It is the most unique chance to be acting on the level of actually a pure devotional service. Most other service I find I can somehow fake it. You know, I can, by material ability I can perform the service, and it's of course it's beneficial. I can do it for Krishna's satisfaction, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just for my own satisfaction. Maybe it's just because I'm attached to. I like to do this or like that. But at least the fruit of the work can be used to Krishna's service. So there's some benefit there. But I can fake to a large degree. You know, I can go make a khichdi with my left hand. It's not. And I do it every time. I can make khichdi that has no absolute zero devotion, and my mind was completely somewhere else. And still, most people say, "Oh, this was a nice khichdi." It's just. And sometimes but I'm not fake it on the street. Because it's immediate is there. Consciousness. As soon as one is there for oneself, then people, then they will definitely not take you seriously. When one is there for Krishna's satisfaction, one is trying to benefit others, then at least some people they will, maybe can get through to Krishna without that. Not everyone, never everyone. You will not see. There's no book distributor who can just go from the whole day and every person will take a book without exception. It doesn't happen. You see, even when you see Nirada on the street, people they are running over him also. Isn't it? It's not that he can stop everyone. He's just the way he deals with those who don't take the books from him is just also exemplary. Always give a nice impression and don't waste time. Friendly, but don't spend time with those who are not interested. Just go to the next, go to the next, go to the next. There was one who was interested. The rest, just let them go. Don't stick to it. That's anyway. In one sense, everything is said in the purport is, it's anger is one should perform one's duties, one's austerities, and simply for Krishna's satisfaction, detach from the results, and be very aware of, very careful with allowing anger to arise. It's extremely destructive. Okay, I think 2 minutes for one question. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 things. First of all, I noticed when you start the prayers after you have recited, you don't say Guru Mantra. It's something new?
No, that's the way. It's publicly we will not offer obeisances to Guru. We only offer to Prabhupada. It's wrong. So some devotees do it, but no, because it's a private thing. We only to Prabhupada. Yeah, internally, we pay obeisance to the Guru. We don't campaign for any Guru. It's important in ISKCON. We are united around Prabhupada. We don't want to create Guru cults. And trying to say, come and be, my Guru is the best, or anything like that. So that's, I think it's even GPC resolution.
Yeah, but that's because before time I remember often we heard Gurus pronounce mantra.
Yeah.
But that's good to know for everybody that it is actually GPC.
So it's not that I want to jump over my Guru.
No. It's just good to know. We don't promote anybody, but we promote Prabhupada.
Yeah.
my second question is, we are talking about anger, and also because anger is very difficult to deal with between us, but anger is also in the spiritual world.
Yeah.
It's not that it's not there. Everything like here is also there.
Mhm.
So Radharani gets angry at Krishna.
Yeah.
So that's
I think I said that also, that anger has its
Did you
use.
say that? Oh.
I think I said that. I gave the example of Hanuman, Arjuna,
Yes.
Rava becoming angry. So anger is useful, but it's but it's also shown what kind of anger it is if you simply use it, for a proper situation, and as soon as you don't need it anymore, then you're peaceful. Prabhupada could be so angry, and next moment you turn it on, completely calm like an ocean. Whereas if material anger, generally you cannot give it up. It becomes an obsession. You're angry with someone, and you just keep on being angry and thinking about, and one has great, mental conversations where I'm saying this, I'm saying that, and he's just completely defeated by my, then you have these, imaginary conversations going on in the mind. It's the same. It's a symptom of madness, actually. If you walk around and have conversations with others in the mind, it's madness. And I'm speaking for myself. I do that. I'm fighting with that. It's insanity. Conversations in the mind should be with Krishna and Guru praying. That because actually someone is listening there. The other, the ones you're angry at and the ones I'm speaking to in the mind, doesn't hear it. He doesn't know anything.
Don't care.
And it doesn't make any difference. But it makes a difference if we talk to Krishna, and we talk to our spiritual master. They are listening. Praying is very powerful. And praying is also a way to get rid of anger. Instead, use the energy to pray. Anger is countered by forgiving. Once you have the ability to forgive, and that's a main quality of a Brahmana. He's very forgiving. And then pray. Use the energy to pray to Krishna instead. And that will also get rid of anger. And even pray for them. If you're angry with someone, then pray for them. And pray for yourself. Because we need definitely some mercy to get over it. To be able to overcome anger. And we should be well-wishers. Instead of being angry with someone and want to see the destruction, we should be well-wishers of others, especially those we are angry with, those who caused our anger. Okay. Let's stop here. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Jai. Shri Ram Sangeet.